What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. It's been a while, but I say that every time, I know, but we had some issues with the Mustang. Currently state ref, so we have to deal with that, which I have to then call and schedule to be able to have a state referee go over my car's catalytic converter, smog, everything like that. So that's a huge pain in the neck, but that's because of California and where we're at. But today's video is going to be on the truck, which this is like my camping, off-road, outdoor rig, which I guess now I can call it a rig. It's got enough stuff done to it to where I feel like I'm not a poser for calling it a rig. But today we're gonna add a little bit more to it, which is these Auxbeam lights. So let me show you guys those. Right here we have the ditch pod brackets, which are from Amazon for like 20 bucks. That means that these lights will go right here. You point them like 30 degrees out, so it gets the ditch of when you're off-roading, aka the things that are off to the side your headlights do not clear. So it'll go right here, and it'll go on the other side as well. Here we have the 8 gang switch box by Auxbeam, because when you have these aftermarket lights, you can do a normal switch onesie twosie, or you can wire in one of these gang boxes, which let me show you guys what that kind of looks like. It's a little bit like that, where you have 8 different buttons and you can turn them all on and off. So this I'll show you guys in a second. And then lastly, we have the 3-inch pods with the yellow covers. Yellow is actually a better color for off-roading and doing like sand or snow or fog, but it does have the covers so that way you can remove it and go back to white in case you ever need to. So those are gonna look sick right here. We're gonna have to install the gang box first, and then we can wire in using the included wiring harness into the gang box, but these are all the same brand. Everything should play nicely together. And then these are just bolt-on brackets, super simple. Pretty simple instructions, basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple here. You don't even have to remove these 2 bolts fully. It is a 13 mil, I just checked, so we have that lined up. And you just kind of back them off, slide in the slots here, as you can see. You're gonna slide it through, and then it'll lock down back onto it. And this will move with the hood. So this is kind of cool because as you raise it, the hood and the lights will go with it. So it should clearance the windshield, no problem. And then that should be pretty much what we have at the end of the day. Something similar to those right there. Don't need to remove these fully. You just need to fit this 1/8 inch steel that's powder coated. Actually, I didn't comment on that, but it seems like nice powder coating. We'll see how it holds up. So we're just gonna back these 2 off and slide it on there and then tighten it back down. And we will put it underneath these washers. Sometimes they're stuck because they're painted, but we're gonna make sure we pop those off and put the washer on top of here. Just because it's not a full circle, it's just a slot. So we just wanna make sure it's extra attached. About there. It's about a good tug. That's how I use it, the metric tug. And you know, if you hold on the other end of the bracket and you say that's not going anywhere, then you know it won't go anywhere. Right here is the finished product with the bracket. You can see it's nice and tight up against the hood. And as you close the hood, they come down too. All good, no clearance issues. Now we're gonna move on to wiring. Taking a deeper look into the actual gang switch, I did get the 2-sided one, which we'll see if that's actually the best way to do this. I know Sabir did a 1-sided one, but we have the 8 gang switches and the 2-sided, so we'll see how that works in mine. The actual quality of this, it's like a metal, you know, metal housing with nice tactile buttons and then all on and off. I don't remember what color I bought for the backlighting. I think blue, but they also offer green. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through that. Also, it has instructions here and has all the different things that you can label your buttons. I think for this one, what I'll probably do is windshield, because you can see it's just the 2 like ditch lights on a windshield. So I think that's the perfect thing. And we have 7 other open slots, which we'll be adding stuff into the future. But this is kind of the main brains, like I said. So we're gonna get onto this. And then on this side, we have the actual ditch pods, which let me unbox those for you. These seem like really good quality. I did already open them. You got the Auxbeam sticker here, some instructions. You have the whole wiring harness, which is nice. And then in here, you actually have the lights, which again, seem like they're very high quality with the metal housing. We'll see how they are as far as sealing away all the dirt and moisture. We'll have to do a long-term test. Some people do silicone these off the bat just as a protectant, but I don't want to because I want to be honest and give a good review. So we'll see how they hold up over time. It also has the amber shields, which also I've read could diffuse some of the light output, but that's okay, just because I don't intend on these being my driving lights or being spotlights. These are more flood fill lights. And then obviously you have your brackets and hardware here. So let's go ahead and install the gang box first. This will be one of the more difficult things. And then from there, we'll be able to just kind of tap everything in, run the wires, and be able to power them on. So we're back now after just taking a little break, and I'm gonna be, I mean, this is my channel and this is what I want to put out there because it's legit, but we just took a break because my girlfriend Ashley and I have a Boston Terrier puppy that you guys haven't seen yet. He's, maybe if you have me on Instagram, you've seen him. His name's Oliver, but she was at the dog park and called me crying while I was working on the truck, and now I'm back. But basically a guy mouthed off to her and said that, you know, he might have a gun and you don't know if I'm packing, and kind of like pulled up his shirt as if he was going to brandish one. And so that just happened. And so I just got to say, you know, keep yourself safe. Don't let anyone else take your safety. Don't think someone else has your safety, because you have to kind of handle your own stuff sometimes. So we're working to mitigate that to never happen again. And I just want to share that with you guys because that's a real deal thing that just happened. So I'm not going to like sugarcoat it, but this is where we live. We live in California in a really nice area. We pay a premium to live here, and this is what you still deal with at a local park. So yeah, that's just the thing that happened. But let's get back to the truck build, which what I did is I want to show you guys real quickly. I ran the wire for the gang box. That is right here. It's gonna sit right here. I'm probably gonna put like a magnet mount and stick it to the dash. I don't want to have anything like super permanent drilled in. I ran it through here, and then underneath there is a grommet. I can't really show you guys. You're just gonna have to kind of see. Plus this is not vehicle specific. It's gonna change, but there is a grommet that you can use, and that is how clean I wanted my install to be. Coming around on the engine bay, you can kind of see where I have it pulled out. We have plenty of room here because it's gonna sit right here. And I also notched this so that way the trigger wire will go in between. So it's kind of a mess. I'll show you guys as I clean up, but I'm just kind of explaining the small steps. So I went through the existing grommet, which you can see maybe down there if my fat hand isn't in the way. You can see where the braided line goes in. And then I also are gonna put the trigger wire, and I have what I'm gonna use to trigger it to make the backlight turn on. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and connect it to the battery, kind of finish up this install because this is kind of the brain, like I've said multiple times, and then we can pop in and just positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative on every single accessory, and then just, you know, switch it on and off. And then from there, we'll put on the actual ditch pod lights and run the necessary harnesses for that, which is Auxbeam branded as well. So it all should play nicely together because they are the same brand. As I said, this is a universal kit, so it's not vehicle specific. But when you start doing it on one of these trucks, this bolt is where you have to like tap into the positive. As you can see, it's like a red distribution block because you can't necessarily get onto it with the terminal down there. So this is the OEM one, or the Auxbeam one that comes standard. I'm going to use a larger, I guess, what is this, terminal plug or terminal cap. And we're going to go over that one. So that one will actually fit over this bolt down there, no problems, as you can see there. So we're gonna go that route, and we're gonna crimp this bad boy back on, and I try to minimize the distance cut, but that's what we'll do. The negative will go up here on this bolt because that's actually like an engine ground negative that you can unbolt and bolt on. So we're gonna go that route, and then from there, this whole thing should be hot, and then we can do the ditch pods. So it's coming along pretty good. Gang box is completely wired up, and I'll show you guys that really quick. I know it may not be the best, like perfect way to wire this thing, but I am trying to work with what I got, and it is an older truck, so here's where we're at. This is the gang box. We have the positive going into the positive distribution. I would have rather had this nice and tight up against the battery here, but here we are. We're dealing with what we have. This is nice and tight on there. We also have the negative, which comes off, and again, I would like to run it right here off the battery, super short, cut the wire and do new terminals. Not possible because of the way that the battery connects on this vehicle. But we do cross it over and go into the negative or the ground for the engine harness, and that's where we're rocking with that. Next, we have this just zip tied on so that way I can always access the fuse in case it ever needs it. This is an inline fuse. I kind of would have preferred like a breaker switch style, just so you can completely connect the gang box if you ever had to. Next, we have the add fuse, which I've mounted inside. Now, theoretically, with this setup, I should be able to open this. Yep, there we go, still access. And I added the fuse there, but it's not, you know, it's not a very clean setup necessarily. It's not like something I do on the Mustang or spend a bunch of hours trying to customize and make custom harnesses or anything, but it's gonna work. And the main thing is I'm trying to keep dust and water and things like that out. And this just falls into the groove there, snaps fully on. So there we go. This is back to how it should be OEM. Next, we have the harness for the actual pad that runs through here, underneath into the grommet, and then from the inside, we have our gang box, and that runs all the way up and around. And here we are until we mount this. Keep in mind there are no covers, so this is gonna light up just completely blue. So I'm gonna try to wedge right there. Now, hopefully you guys can see, but I clicked it on, it turned red. Now we're gonna go check, make sure they're on. I can see, but I just wanna show you guys that bam, right there, we have that one and the other one. So actually this is kind of the angle it's gonna be, is it'll kind of be 30 degrees out as a ditch pod. So it's daytime, you're not gonna see much, but there it is. It will be like this. I'll probably put on my covers. I can feel a little bit of heat coming off, but they're LED, but they're probably just so powerful that that's why it creates a little bit of heat. So don't want to leave them on too long with this plastic. So let's go ahead and shut them off. But that was a proof of concept. Now we'll clean everything up and make it even better. Turn on my light. Now we have yellow ditch pod lights, just like that. Super, super bright. Can't wait to use them. The other thing is, when I close the hood, it does lean up against the antenna. So my trick here is to pull the antenna and then drop, let's see if I can do it one-handed, drop the hood down a little bit, and then from there, now we have it set. So that's what they'll look like. Again, these are ditch pod lights, so they're meant to just go out to the side about 30 degrees from your headlights. And yeah, I'm excited to see what these look like at night. So I'll follow up the video. I'm gonna clean up in here and then I'll finish up the video at night when we can turn these things on and see how much they actually help. I don't know if you guys can see me, but it is now nighttime and we are going to test out the ditch lights. Now keep in mind I have LED bulbs in reflector housing, so it's super bright, probably blinding everyone already, but yeah, we're gonna see how it looks. So let me flip around. Here's the interior. We have our little pod switch panel here, which is so nice. And there is the light all the way on. So you can see there, we are in a neighborhood. We're not in like out in the woods like I'd like to be, but they are super bright. They add a ton of light to the truck. They are ditch lights, so they're meant to see kind of the edge of the road, the ditches, things like that. But they do light up quite a bit. And I think these will be useful. You can tell they're definitely like spot. They definitely have their aim, and yeah, I think these are gonna be pretty dang useful for us when we're off-roading. We'll add some more lights in the future and we'll be good to go. So if you guys can't tell, I'm kind of pivoting and adding more content beyond just the Mustang. The Mustang is coming. We're in a freaking battle right now with getting it smogged, but I don't want to keep talking about that. So I am gonna be doing some stuff to the truck. I've been going off-road, just nice to get away, things like that. Spend time with my girlfriend and my dog. It's been really nice, so I just want to build on that a little bit more. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.